It's time for a talk of the town today here on AM 1390 KRFO. And our guest today is going to be Dick Heide from the Shriners. As each year about this time, they have the free screening clinic for children who need it. And we'll let Dick explain exactly what they cover. But let's see, Dick, it's coming up Saturday the 25th, and the library 9 to 1. What are the things you screen for as far as children in the area?
Well, Lauren, first of all, thank you very much for this opportunity. But the Owatonna Area Shrine Club is sponsoring a complimentary screening at the Owatonna Public Library, the Gainey Room on the third floor, Saturday, April the 25th from 9 a.m. till noon. And what we do is we pre-screen families who have a child with any type of bone, muscle, or joint condition, mainly orthopedic. However, nowadays we are now treating cleft palates and lip conditions, and some of the other ones that the scoliosis and the spina bifida type. And we're looking for children that could possibly be helped at the Shriners Hospital in Minneapolis.
Would it involve, like, say a child would have one leg go a little longer than the other, something like that? Or are there some areas you don't cover, offhand, or not?
Absolutely. We have probably one of the finest prosthesis facilities that we know of. We make all of our own. It's very unique. And we also take care of the continual adjusting, because as the child grows, of course, the prosthesis has to be adjusted. And so it's a continual thing. And most of them these days are outpatient. So, and again, most of them come home the same day.
Okay. Say a couple brings their child in, then what's going to happen to the child on Saturday? Into a private room with a doctor? How long does it take? Is there any x-rays, or what happens to the child?
Well, we have a doctor on site and a nurse from the Shriners Hospital in Minneapolis, and they'll take a look at the child in a separate room for the confidentiality and privacy, and they'll determine if in fact it is a condition that we can treat. We cannot treat all conditions, i.e. cancer and some of these other ones. We are basically an orthopedic facility. We do have a burn facility. We have 4 burn facilities around the country. I think the closest one is Cincinnati. So the doctor would determine, yes, this is something that can be treated at Shriners, and the nurse at that time will make arrangements, and the child can come on up to the hospital, and they'll take it from there.
Well, I'm sure one of the concerns the parent will say, now, are you sure it's not going to cost me anything? And that's a question I'm sure you probably get.
Oh, yes. Well, for years it was free, and of course with the cost of medications today, it's out of sight. So if the family has insurance, we will accept the insurance. The Shriners will take care of the copay. However, if they do not have insurance, the Shriners will take care of that entirety. So again, it is no charge, and the child can go until they're 18. However, there are situations and different types of situations where the child can go a little bit longer if it's a continuing treatment type of thing. I've heard that they've gone up to 21 years old on special cases. So,
okay. And I'll just ask questions like maybe a parent would ask. They say, well, it's time for my son to go up and get a new prosthesis. Do I have to take him up to the Shriners, or do I get you transport him? I mean, it's a question I'm sure they maybe ask.
Great question, Lauren. If the family has a conflict of work schedules, say both parents work, or possibly they have a vehicle that's on a glitch, let us know, one of the local Shriners, and we will arrange for one of mainly the retired Shriners to give them a ride up. We'll stay up there all day with them, and we'll bring them back home. If they're, say, out in western Montana, we have a special fund where we'll fly them into Minneapolis. We have facilities on site where if the child needs surgery, it's a small motel type of a room where it has a kitchenette, and they charge like $15 a night. Unfortunately, there's some families that can't afford that. The Owatonna Area Shrine Club will take care of that.
Okay.
We've also found out just recently that some families are strapped for funds where they can't even afford to buy lunch while they're waiting. The Owatonna Shriners will take care of that also. We have a full cafeteria in the hospital, and they're well taken care of.
Okay, that's why I brought that up. Some people could really almost be destitute.
They are.
And if I'm
Yes.
not mistaken, Mr. Mussman used to say, I believe you have like a Shriner who then would be kind of like a guardian for the young person and be the one that watches over, and it's all done confidentially.
We used to require a sponsorship where you had to know a Shriner, and then we fill out an application, and we've tried to streamline it and make it easier for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we're doing the pre-screening where they can possibly meet one of us. And they don't need a lot of this anymore. They can go right up there, but you get to know these people, especially if you drive them up and they get to know you. I get a lot of phone calls after the fact saying, um, geez, we were treated first class. And by the way, this is first class treatment. These are doctors that we fly in from all over the country for special situations, and they are paid doctors. So this isn't gratis on their part. So this is where the cost of operation comes from. So um, again, we try to streamline it and make it as easy as possible, but we do get continual letters of thank you and that type of thing.
The screening is April 25th, but for example, let's say it's August of this year, and someone has all of a sudden they maybe need the needs of the Shriners. Do they have to wait till next spring for another screening clinic, or could they contact you, say, in August or September?
They can contact me, or they can call the Owatonna or the Minneapolis Shriners, Shriners Hospital, Minneapolis, and they'll take it from there also. With that, however, they don't know if they can be treated at our facility, so this is why we try to do the screening where we can save them a trip, because I've seen instances where the local doctor says this is something the child will just outgrow, possibly like a pigeon toe type of situation or an orthotic shoe.
Okay.
And or we'll give you a second opinion. Maybe you're being treated and you're dissatisfied or that type of thing, or the co-pay part where you're being treated is just getting out of sight. Give us a try. If nothing else, it's a peace of mind of a good second opinion.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me. You can make an appointment. Are walk-ins okay, Saturday?
Walk-ins are greatly okay, yes.
And who can come? Is it just Owatonna or anywhere, or what would you like?
Anybody. The Minneapolis Shriners Hospital handles the southern provinces in Canada, Upper Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, and Kansas. So we transport them up from quite a big area. So no, anybody that's within listening of this program, please, you're more than welcome. You can just walk in. We'll make time for you.
Yeah. I don't know, you have any numbers as far as the number that you have treated through the Owatonna Shriner? If you don't have it, that's fine, but I think it's quite a few.
Well, this is our 18th year, and we've got almost over 160 of local children that have gone up. And there's some other ones that we've lost track of and that type of thing, or just went up. But it's over 160, so that's great.
And it's got to be an extra good payback for you folks if you see a young child and 10 years later they're walking fine, they're doing fine because of the Shriners. That's kind of the work where you get your payoff, like, we did it.
We have a lot of young Shriners in Owatonna right now that were patients at the hospital, and some of them were major surgeries. And goodness sakes, we have a young man who's about 6'5" and about 240 pounds in shape, and he had some major leg issues, and goodness sakes, he could be a pro football player. So it makes you smile, and he's so grateful he became a Shriner.
Okay, we're talking to Dick Heide of the Shriners, and again, screening for your kids Saturday the 25th at the library from 9 till noon. Anything else that you'd like to talk about as far as the screening or about the Shriners in general, Dick, while we have you here?
Well, the Shriners are having a pancake breakfast the following Sunday, the 26th, at the Eagles, and from 8 o'clock till 12:15. Tickets are $5 in advance or $6 at the door. 5 and under are free, and you can pick them up at, of course, our famous ticket counter at Kotke's Jeweler or Costa's Chocolate Shop or any Shriner. And the proceeds from this go to the hospital, so it helps the Owatonna Area Shrine Club finance some of these, because everything the Shriners do comes out of their own pockets. None of us get paid for anything, and Again, everything generated goes up to the Shriners Hospital.
Okay. And that number again to call is 456-2069. If you missed it, we'll have a story on our website as well at krforadio.com if you missed that number. And that's our Talk of the Town for today on AM 1390.